The People's National Convention has raised serious issues with yesterday's by-elections, insisting it was marred by violence and votes buying. We've been joined on the phone by its General Secretary, Bernard Mona. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Aren't you just crying wolf?
You have your reporters on the ground. They steal from us, and you're saying I'm crying wolf.
Well,
such utterances will perpetuate theft in our democratic order, and you better desist from it. It is not to play the devil's advocate when the mandate of the people has been stolen. You should be interested in helping us so that we can ensure that this kind of attitude is exterminated from our body politics. And so when you start from that note, it is not healthy for our democracy. We have raised issues. Your reporters were there where we insisted that they should do a recount of votes. They simply denied us because we do not have the force. And look at how you have started asking me the question.
And when you say the people's mandate has been stolen, what exactly do you mean?
The Electoral Commission connived. We cannot mince words with this one. The Electoral Commission connived
with who?
To deny us our appropriate votes.
Who do they connive with?
They have fictitiously placed us on third, so as to mean that the PNC, after all, did not even place second.
Bernard,
let alone making the protest.
Bernard,
we asked for a recount. Listen to me. In one area, when we even said they should recount the rejected ballots, it turned out that of the 7 reclaimed ballot papers, 4 of them went to the PNC. How come that it is only in the PNC strongholds or areas that the PNC won that you saw so much rejected ballots? Is it to say that it is only the PNC supporters or where we are strong that the people do not know how to vote? How come that trend has been consistent? Take polling station after polling station, anywhere we won, you realize that the rejected or were on the high side. Where NDC and MPP won, the rejected was a minimal. And you tell me that I'm crying wolf.
But Bernard, even assuming without admitting that all the rejected ballots were that of the PNC, even if those ballots were added to your votes, you wouldn't have won the elections, would you?
That is the beginning of putting us closer to those who won, and then we will probe further to tell you that they did not win this election.
About 800 rejected ballots added to your votes of about 6,000, and that would have won you the elections or gotten you closer?
That the NDC won the elections, they should open for a recount. It's not difficult. The ballot boxes are there. They should open. We were there, right there, and I protested. They did not, because they know what they have done.
So, have you made any reports to the Electoral Commission on this matter?
We made instant reports to the Electoral Commission. Instant. We made instant report. You are doing as if you didn't cover this election.
Bernard, forget about that.
Made instant report.
Bernard, we're just trying to unravel the circumstances under which you're making your claim. So just kindly cooperate with me as I do the questions, please. Now, you are accusing the Electoral Commission of conniving with some other bodies. Who did they connive with?
They cannot steal us all the time. Recall that in the year 2000, when President Kufuor and President Atta Mills were accusing the Electoral Commission of stealing their votes, the chairman of the Electoral Commission had the audacity to say they should shut up. That if anybody could protest about their votes not being added up, it should be the PNC and Edward Mahama. We took it lightly, but they have proven to us that they can steal our votes. And indeed, this is what they have been doing all the years.
Bernard, you've still not answered my question. You've still not answered my question. I'm asking you, who did the Electoral Commission connive with?
They connive with those who won.
The NDC.
They connive to ensure that they place us on third so that we cannot make the appropriate position. In one polling station where about 10 of our votes were taken and counted and added to the rejected, my chairman, who was the party agent, protested that these are 10 valid votes of the PNC. Why are you adding them to the rejected? They ignored him. His protestation and not signing, they ignored him. At the Yamsuk polling station, this is what happened. The MPP beat us by 9 votes. When you go to the Sawaliga polling station, where we protested, even the rejected ballot, we got 60% of it. Why is the Electoral Commission doing this to us?
Bernard,
why did they do that to us in 2000, and they have continued the trend, denying the PNC of the votes that we are supposed to end, as if we don't matter?
Bernard, I'm going to ask you to answer two quick questions for me, so we jump over to the other phone line. How would you describe the voting process in itself?
They came here intimidating, beating people left, right, and center, whether they are called bulldogs or bull cows, or they are called Azoka girls or Azoka whatever. They came here beating, maiming people, intimidating people.
My very final question to you.
We cannot be okay with such in our body politics.
Right, my very final
intimidate
question
people
to
to
you.
do your will and do your wish.
All right, Bernard, my very final question to you. If you feel very strongly that you should have won yesterday's election, or perhaps being the second, you have a very fine opportunity
not about
to...
it. I spoke to you TV3 and I said that it was the PNC versus 7 other parties before the elections were conducted.
Would you allow me to finish my question? I was just going to ask you that if you feel very strongly that you're cheated in yesterday's by-elections, you have a fine opportunity to go to the court. Would you consider that option?
I'm currently meeting with my candidate, our constituency executives, and we have assembled our team of legal men and women, and they will look at the issues before them and they will advise us.
All right, thank you very much. Bernard Mona is General Secretary of the People's National Convention, raising issues about yesterday's by-elections in Talensi.